So why are we back in Florida
when our RV is way the heck back there in Georgia?
Oh boy. I'm getting my driver's license renewed and it's all my fault.
Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm looking at my license the other day, just, you know, working on the computer, and I'm like, I saw the little gold star thing. I thought, hey Alice, have you got one of these little gold star thingies on your driver's license?
So I go look, because I don't know, when's the last time I looked at my driver's license? So I go look at it, no gold star for me. But that's not the real problem. All of a sudden I notice that my driver's license is expired by like a couple months. So I'm like, I gotta tell Larry, because this is bad. So I go and tell Larry, and here we are in Georgia. We're on our way to Canada. What now?
So I'm like, okay, we cannot travel up to Canada without your valid driver's license. We thought about not doing it. We thought about just skipping out and just, you know, winging it without your driver's license.
Yeah, because I don't tow the fifth wheel and I hardly ever drive the truck. So I'm like, you know, let's just go there, come back, and fix it when we get back.
But what if there's an emergency? What if something happens to me that, you know, I can't drive and that you have to drive?
Yeah.
Or if I'm like, or if God forbid I'm going to the hospital or something, you have to drive back and forth. It just wasn't worth the risk of you not having a valid driver's license while we were gone for several months.
So what was your solution at first?
My solution at first was, let's take the RV and drive back to Florida, find a place to camp in Florida, and then, you know, change all of our plans.
And I said, no. I had just worked it out. You know, our last trip to Canada, we drove like 12 hours. But I worked it out this time. We were only driving like 5 or 6 hours and stopping. 5 or 6 hours and stopping. I got all these reservations and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, we're not changing it. So I'm like, how close are we to the Florida-Georgia border?
Okay, so we were actually near High Falls right now, and to get back into Florida, the closest place that we could find is right here at the Hamilton County Courthouses in Jasper, Florida.
Yes.
It was about a 3.5 hour drive from our campground in Georgia, and that was our best solution. So we kind of killed a whole day driving down here, getting this license renewed, but now we're good.
Yeah, but what's amazing is I didn't need an appointment. We were in and out of there in, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, that was quick, yeah.
But this is the real story. Okay, guys, you need to look at your driver's license right now. Do you have a gold star? Now in Florida, and I asked the lady inside, she said everyone in Florida will have to have a driver's license with a gold star eventually. And I read online it was May 2023.
Right. Now what the gold star means is real ID.
Yes.
So it really has to do with traveling on airplanes and stuff. In May 2023, all driver's licenses have to be real ID compliant. But if your driver's license has to be renewed between now and then, you're going to have to provide all your real ID documents, which is, for us, we used our passport, social security card, and then you have to have 2 proofs of your mailing address, which is just tough because we're full-time RVers.
Yeah. We don't have an electric bill.
Right. Yeah, so we had to, but you know, didn't have to have a lot of documentation. We used a financial institution, and then we used our car tag and title thing. So it wasn't too bad. I can't believe how quick we ran out of it.
Yeah, so if you were wondering, why didn't we just do it online, which I did look, and that's when I found out, no, it's time I have to have the star. So that's the big thing. That's why you need to check. And I don't know how it is in every state. So the moral of the story is, 1, I messed up. I procrastinated. I was still in that mindset of a sticks and bricks person that, oh, I'll just get it done next week. And I put it off and put it off. But, you know, Florida is our home base. That's where our address is. So that's why we had to come back to Florida to do this. So you got to think about what is in your home base. And before you leave your home base on a big trip, make sure all your documents are in place. I mean,
we had to check some stuff, like obviously we checked our passports and we knew they were good.
I made sure Scrappy had a rabies shot all up to date, but I didn't think about myself. So it's just, you know, please, we're just saying, check your driver's license. check your state to see if they have a deadline for that gold star, because that was a lot of documentation. You have to do it in person.
We keep all that stuff with us.
Yes.
I think we're actually pretty lucky, because if we had come across this and realized that, well, we were in friggin' Maine, there was no going back to Florida at that point. We would have had to have to wing it without your driver's license on this trip. So actually, you know, we're really thinking about it, we're pretty lucky.
Yeah, and it's a cool little town, Jasper, Florida.
Yeah, it's awesome. So have you had this happen to you before? Have you been out of town and realized your driver's license was expired and had to scramble to do something to rectify it, or just drove without a valid driver's license, which obviously you don't want to do?
No.
But please share that in the comments.
If you're willing to tell us.
Yeah, and if you think, well, we're just idiots and we should have been taking care of this, also leave that in the comments, because we're ready for it.
Yeah, it was all my fault, and go ahead, it was my fault.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
This one was your fault. It's usually my fault.
I usually
But
blame him.
every once in a while, it is your fault.
It's my fault.
And I'm gonna really revel in this
But
one,
hey,
so.
it's, you know, it is what it is. Full timing, you gotta think of things differently than when you are part-time.
Definitely kind of different video for us, but we thought it was an important message to share, and we're hoping we were gonna save at least one person out there from doing what we just did.
Yes, so comments down below, or, you know, like we do, Instagram or Facebook, tell your story there also.
Also, you know, we do lots of videos, crazy stuff like this when we screw up. If you like that kind of stuff, consider subscribing by clicking down here, and, you know, come back for another video.
And remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Remember,
Downsizing still makes sense.